would he do if he were here now? Creeping down a path in the grounds of a house in the night time. Cause the only way to do it is to sneak around under cover of darkness to a carriage house. Careful where we step now, weasel safety checks now, paying our respects now. This is how we celebrate his life with the dab of memorial heist. Magic items promised if we get inside. What will we find? What's on the cards? Will there be guards? Will little known, it's ill-described. For misadventure we are hyped. It's what our late friend would have liked. The adventure continues.
So you can see inside, and although it's just a small crack, so you can't obviously see the entire floor, the entire building. You can see sort of directly ahead of you. You can see the carriage that you would assume to be stored here, and you can't really see anything else. You sort of move side to side to try and sort of see round into the corners and stuff. You sort of feel like you can see something off to the right corner, as in part of the building, sort of top right corner, as we're looking at the map. But you can't really make out details at the moment, but you sort of see that it's ever so slightly differently designed there.
Interesting. Right, I'm going to try and pick the lock.
Okay. Can I have a sleight of hand from you then, please?
Yep. Now, I had my proficiency as well, don't I? Because
you do have a proficiency because you're using thieves' tools. So Dabble taught you how to use those, so you can use your proficiency on those.
+7. Here we go. Come on, boys. Oh, nice. 23.
Oh. You insert your tools into the lock and start wiggling it around and doing the things that Dabble would have taught you over the last few weeks.
Don't besmirch his memory, for God's sake.
Just looking for that familiar click that you've been taught how to interpret. Nothing happens.
Oh,
wow!
Is it because it's already unlocked?
No.
So either this is some kind of serious master lock, or it's magically locked. I will try and convey that to Krill and Quinch through whispers and hand gestures.
Okay.
Dance.
Quinch, obviously, Quinch immaculately understands you. And sorry, is there are cracks that you can see into the?
There's as the two sort of doors meet. There's like just a little gap between the two doors that you can see through.
Do I still have that owl mask that gives me night vision?
You do.
You have goggles of night, yes, but that won't necessarily help you because all that will do is make you be able to see in the dark, which Dweezil can already do.
Okay, I'll put the goggles on. I step up to the crack slowly so as not to make much noise, and I activate.
Can I have a stealth roll then, please?
Here we go. Oh God, I'm rolling like fire tonight. 15.
Okay,
that's with disadvantage.
Fine.
I was going to say, we interpret fire differently.
That's fine. You managed to get yourself up to the doorway and look through.
Okay, I look through and I activate my clear gem, which is my wind teleport gem. I'm going to teleport inside the carriageway.
Bloody hell. Quinch doing something. Here we go.
Woof! Woofies!
And now he's going to get locked in with whatever's in there. Nice.
No, I'm glad. No.
Could be a suicidal act. the final ballad of Quinch.
How much was that gem worth?
200, wasn't
it? 200 gold piece gem. How much does Krill wince when Quinch uses it?
Krill using whispers and hand gestures suggests we'll just fuck off now.
Okay, so where are you teleporting? Just inside the door?
Yeah, inside the door, ideally not fusing myself with a magical object.
The whole shed's a mimic.
Okay, you can see that there's a sufficient gap between you and between the door and the carriage. So I'm just going to say that you just sort of appear the other side of the door. Okay, so then in which case you should now see the following.
Interesting.
So you're inside the carriage house itself. In front of you see obviously you can't see colour or anything like that with the goggles of night. Essentially, you can just see shades of grey. You can see a well maintained, but equally very plain looking carriage. All around the room, you see sort of hay and stuff like that, where presumably the horses would be led here from time to time, to obviously set up with the carriage.
Okay, guys, I know why they call it a carriage house.
Just saying, from the top-down view on Roll20, which our viewers will see when you share the maps when we say this episode's coming up, it kind of looks like a car because the wheel on the back looks like a steering wheel in front of a seat, and then it's got two exhausts coming out the back bit.
That's true.
Very true. Very true. Very true. It's not a car though. It was the best. It was the best token that I could find. So yeah, I was working with what I got. But you're right. Yeah, it does look very much like a steampunk car. But yes. So you find a carriage in front of you, and then the thing that Dweezil could see but not see properly was up in the northeast corner of the room is a small doorway which leads up to, you presume, the second floor, or the first floor, as we English people would call it.
Okay, interesting. I'd like to examine if there is any kind of lock this side of the door.
There's you turn around and have a look at the door, and you can see no lock this side of the door.
Interesting.
Just two fairly sturdy-looking wooden doors. Are you walking around?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Okay. I've done that thing where I've taken hasty action and not known what my next course of action is, but I am in here now, and that's good. I will just check that the doors won't open.
Okay, you sort of just... What are you doing to do so?
What are the doors? Are they like two double doors with hinges either side?
Yes, yeah, just imagine your stereotypical, like, barn doors, essentially.
I'll try
two large wooden doors.
Whatever the opening mechanism is, I'll try and use the traditional opening gestures.
Okay, so you can see from this side that there is like a little ring sort of handle with a little latch on it. From this side, you can't see any hinges, so you assume the hinges, not that you paid attention to it, but the hinges are on the outside, so you would know that it would open outwards towards the outside. And yeah, so you sort of gently lift the ring handle, unlatching it, and you push against it gently or hard. How are you doing?
Oh God,
this?
always gently. You've got to treat them
Gently.
with
You push against it, and they move for a centimetre or so, but then it's just resistance. You can feel that there's something blocking it from closing, from opening.
You're not stood directly next to the door, are you? You're not blocking the door, are you? Because I'm trying to open it, and it's moving about a centimetre, but that's about it.
I mean, I don't think that me stepping away will help, but I will kind of just back off a few inches.
Try again.
You try again, and you get the same result.
Okay, no, I think it's got some sort of force that is stopping it from opening. What do you think I should do, Dweezil? Do you want me to investigate within here?
I don't know what's for the best. I mean, I thought my gut feeling is... Can you see any other way in?
I'd like to investigate that.
Okay. You start. Can you roll me an investigation, please?
Yes.
At advantage.
At advantage. Oof. The dice have turned. 8.
Woo! You don't find anything. You don't find anything from. You don't see anything from this side.
I can't find another way.
What is the duration of time on my portable windows?
I was going to say this. It's once they're placed, you get a minute.
Okay.
But obviously, once you smash them through, they're permanent.
Oh, but it has to be smashed through.
So once you, no. So you can. I probably need to slightly reword this because there's some things I've forgotten to put. So basically, as they are, they're just folded pieces of fabric or something, right?
Yeah.
You can put them up. You can essentially unfold them, put them against a wall or something like that. And that magically reveals a window that you can see through. You can see through to the other side.
Okay.
That will last a minute as is. But if you were to break that and essentially make it a permanent portal through to the other side.
Okay. And I'm assuming that obviously breaking it would come with some noise.
Unless you're aware of silent glass breaking, then yes.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Shut up, Bard.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sort of Dweezil,
Yes, mate.
and sort of get his attention enough that he can hear me talking to him. I'll probably shuffle along the path, but not onto the cobbles or the loud path. Dweezil, I have a window, but it might be loud.
I think smashing a window might be quieter than kicking a door in. What do you think?
It's your choice.
It's not though, is it? Because I just asked you what you think, Krill. I'm giving you some agency here. Don't.
I would like to use the window, but if it does go tits up, can I not take the blame, please?
I mean, I do enjoy the tremendous irony that we're breaking into this carriage house to retrieve a magic item, and in order to do so, we're willing to consume already one magic item and now a second magic item in order to retrieve one magic item. What we're essentially doing is gambling magic items.
I never told him to use that.
Yeah, you're just changing them. Yeah, you're just changing them.
Let's do it. I was going to say Nathan. I don't know who Nathan is. We have found through good fortune these items which have been bestowed upon us to use in such times where we see no other solution. Let's use them. What are we saving them for? A rainy day?
Should I just slap it on the front here, or should I go around the side?
I think probably around the side. I reckon. Quench.
Yes.
We're gonna make a magic hole in the wall. Where do you think would be a good place to do it?
Well, like the time in Valstyr's Griff, certainly round the back for the magic holes.
Right. Yes, we're going round the back.
I mean, where I am is sort of round the back, technically, in terms of from the house point of view. Is that not better to do it on the opposite side of the house as opposed to just doing it round the back?
Yeah. It's perspective, isn't it? It's round the back. It's depends on which way you're looking at.
Okay. As you get around to the side,
unfolding my
two things. Can I have a stealth roll from you?
Oh, disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
But you've still got bad inspiration.
And do you not have inspiration itself?
Oh, we're fine. It's a 17 and an 18. So a 19 and a 20.
Yeah, that's fine. So you make your way around to the side quite as you like. Can I get from you a perception?
Oh, okay. Perception. I'm going to roll my bardic on that one. 19 overall then.
19 overall. As you're getting around to this side, you notice two things. The first thing is a small bit of writing, which says "lid flash joke." Okay, just as that.
I can't read.
Okay.
You seem to forget that.
Well, you can.
Dabo was
Yeah, I
teaching
forgot
me.
that. In which case, you see some. In which case, you see scribbles on the side of the thing. The other thing that you notice is that one of around this side, one of the side panels looks a little sticky outy.
I push on that panel.
Okay. Gently?
Reactively, in that I push with enough force that if it moves gently, then I won't push harder. If it doesn't move, then I'll probably give it some welly.
You push. Well, it's actually sort of as it's sticking out. It's rather than it sort of pushing in and out like a doorway. It's more a case of it's sort of sticking out, and you would sort of like move it to the side.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you move it to the side a little bit, and as you do that, you can see inside now, and you can sort of see from your vantage point. You can see like the wheels of the carriage. The panel moves sufficiently far enough that you make a space that would be big enough, you think, to get a small person through, but certainly not for any of you four.
I get Dweezil's attention.
Dweezil.
I like that voice. Yeah, Grill. Yes.
Two things. One, squiggles.
Okay.
Does it say anything cool?
I'll kind of make my way around as stealthily as I can.
Yeah, I'll allow your stealth to carry over.
It says flap lift joke or something.
It says lid flash joke.
Lid flash joke. It says lid flash joke.
Lid flash. Do you want to write that down? Because I won't be.
What's the point of writing it down? You can't read.
No, you can write immaculately. It's just you can't read.
Yeah, I've got proper I did handwriting lessons with no idea what I'm writing.
Also, squiggles. But as well as squiggles, panel.
Oh. Dweezil has a little flick of the panel. Realises it doesn't produce an opening large enough for him.
Where's Sebastian?
If only we had a gnome or a weasel.
Or a goat.
You feel like Krill, certainly when he was manhandling it, feels like you could take it off if you needed to, if you wanted to force it off.
What, and then be able to get through it?
Yeah, you could move. It was moving enough with the force he was applying to, like, with a general sort of just a general push of it. Yeah. It was only or slide of it. It was only going far enough to be able to get you in. But Krill feels that realistically, if you were to smash it / rip it off, you could all get inside.
Go on.
Pull it off. I don't know why I'm doing it in the voice. I do that.
Okay, can I get a strength roll from you, please? Then not a saving throw, just a strength roll, straight strength.
23.
23. Okay, you managed to basically very easily, well, not very easily, but easily enough with your strength, manage to take it off. Unfortunately, in doing so, you make quite a loud cracking noise. The wood sort of cracks in two as you're pulling it off. And yeah. But there is now, and obviously at this point, Quinch, can you roll me a perception?
Prepare for some perceiving. 8.
8. You don't even notice this happens somehow. Like you're just stood there and don't even realise that someone's ripped off the panel on the side of the thing. But yeah, there is now.
I should say just for the purpose of the story. Then I am continuing just to look around on the door, just inspect it. So I am preoccupied. Let's say that.
Yeah, you're probably looking in the hay to see if there's like any more weapons stored in there. Yeah, so there's now a big enough hole for the two of you, and indeed Greg, if he wishes to descend to make your way inside the building.
I mean, now I've seen them go inside the building, I think that I'd probably come down to join them.
I think that was the plan anyway. It's up to you whether you want to stick to it, but I think...
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I will do that. So I'll come down to the back of the garage, as I'm going to call it, where they are, and yeah, just join the party.
Okay, so you all make your way inside. I don't know if you want to leave your tokens inside. It's up to you. So yeah, the three of you manage to find your way in and see a carriage stood there, and a blue dragonborn stood there. You can all now see as well. You've got the hay, the hay all around, as well as the staircase leading up in the top right corner. What do you wish to do from here? The carriage is, as I say, there's no horses in here. You've got the front, ignoring the picture. You've got the front of it where obviously the driver would sit. There's then a couple of doors either side, or a door either side, allowing you access into the carriage. And yeah.
So who's this character that's in there? You said there was a blue dragonborn. Who's that?
Oh, sorry, a blue dragonborn half-human. Sorry.
Sorry. Right. Oh, that's me then. Oh, sorry. Okay.
I forget the very important part of your character.
I'm going to squeeze in, I think. Would I have any difficulty getting through, or is it a huge gap now?
It's difficulty, but not so much that you can't get it through. It's a tighter squeeze for you than the other two.
I've got a splinter.
What we're saying, Nathan? 1d4?
Yeah, 1d4 piercing damage.
Can we see any signs of a trunk, like on the back of the carriage, or like a footlocker kind of thing?
No, there doesn't. And what's more, there doesn't appear to be. Where are you looking? Sorry, on the back.
The carriage, just generally.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You see. Hang on a second. No, you don't see any signs either on the back or even sort of underneath or on top of it. You don't see any signs of any sort of trunk or luggage compartment.
But this is an enclosed carriage, though, with like an enclosed seating area.
Yeah,
so it could very well be inside that.
Yeah, very, very stereotypical sort of thing that you'd see in sort of medieval shows or whatever. Yeah. Probably not medieval, but you get the idea. It's like an enclosed sort of seating area with just a high seat for the driver.
Have a look inside.
You opening the door, or are you
peeking through? I'm assuming there's a window.
What is this in the corner?
There's a window. So
sorry, we'll come back to that.
Stairs. Oh, stairs going upwards.
Yeah. Okay. You look through the window, which there is no sort of glass or anything like that. You look through the window and you can see that there's a sort of row of seats where the back of the carriage would be, sort of facing forward. And then there's just like a fairly, I wouldn't say large, but sort of quite a lot of leg room in front of them.
What did the thing say? Lid
flash joke. Let's check upstairs.
Yeah, I'm going to go upstairs.
Okay. So you start making your way upstairs. As you start ascending, getting a few steps up, you see that they lead up to the second floor, and you actually see, as you get there, essentially a door leading into the rest of the room, sort of the rest of the floor above you.
Go on, Krill.
Yeah, I mean, let me try the door.
Okay. You stride on up. Can I get a Constitution saving throw from you, please?
I got an 11, but did I use my bardic? No, I didn't.
You did use the bardic, yeah.
Did I? For a success?
Oh no, you said you was. I feel like you said you was going to, and you didn't.
I can't actually.
So you can go ahead.
Me too. Okay.
Yeah. I think you said you was going to on the strength thing, and then you decided not to because you got an 18 and a 19.
So a 16 overall.
16 overall. You, sir, take 7 poison damage. As you step on the top step, you just feel the final step just sink a little bit, and as a dart just shoots out of the air and sort of sticks into you. You take 6 poison damage. And on top of that, 7 poison damage. And on top of that, you are now poisoned for the next 10 minutes.
Oh,
I don't know what that means.
It means, essentially, you have disadvantage on all attacks and ability checks. Okay, so that shoots out. Dweezil, are you... That happens to you. Does that change your plan? Are you still going through the door? Does that sort of make you stop? Actually, as that happens, let's go back to Dweezil. As that happens, you're looking in the carriage. Are you doing anything? Are you going into the carriage, or what are you doing?
I think I'll follow Krill up the stairs. Obviously, seeing what's happened to Krill, putting 2 and 2 together, I'll avoid the top step. Although I think it's
At the moment, he's still technically on the top step because he hasn't gone through. There's a door. There's actually a physical door, that he's not gone through just yet.
Right.
But you'll make a mental note not to do that. Yeah.
And I'll say to Krill, stop dicking around, open the door.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to get hit by the dart. I was really, really trying to not get hit by darts today.
It was that day.
Yeah, Tuesdays are my no dart day, and I guess I've failed. I'll try again next week.
And then I sort of step off the top step.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm gonna again go for the door. My intentions have.
You are going
changed.
for the door. Okay. Okay. Quinch and Greg, what are you doing while this is all going on?
I'm still trying to find a gap in the door for them to get into.
Let's say, I think you've now perceived they've come through.
Greg's been throwing darts.
Cool. I think Greg would be intrigued by the wagon in front of him.
Okay.
So he's just generally perceiving the wagon, just to check it over, make sure everything's sound with it, and it is just a standard wagon, and that there's nothing hidden under it or under the seat, that kind of stuff.
Are you looking specifically for something that is not there, or are you looking for traps? Which of the two are you looking for?
He's looking for something that isn't meant to be there. Not so much traps, more like secret compartments and things like that. Okay.
All right then. So as you can you roll me an investigation check then, please?
It's a 14 plus 2, 16.
16. As you're looking over the carriage, Dweezil may have not noticed this, but underneath you see that the bottom just seems to be a little bit lower than you would expect it to be. There's not like a sort of thing hanging off it or anything like that. It just seems like where you would perceive the floor of the carriage to be and the actual bottom of the carriage to be just seems a bit deeper than you would expect on a normal carriage. Quinch, what are you doing? You're just still milling about, just enjoying your time?
I'll at least be watching what Greg is doing. Maybe Nate, you made reference to there being patches of hay on the floor, I think.
Yep.
Maybe I'll start sweeping these all away. See if there's anything underneath them all.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
No one sticks little patches of hay dotted everywhere in a carriage house. It's weird behaviour.
I mean, how many carriage houses have you been to?
This is the first one in a while.
Oh, do you remember the time in the carriage houses of...
Right. We're gonna do some crazy shit now, yo. Right. Let's see how I do this.
It's always good when your DM laughs at what your suggested action is. You thinking, I'm going to uncover some sort of like hieroglyphics or some puzzle symbols. It's going to be like an escape room. But when your DM laughs at what you've chosen to do, you sort of already know.
This is me
sort of giving you
when I
the
went to a
answer.
pigeon for information, for reconnaissance.
Sam and Stuart should now be able to see something completely different to the rest of you, the other two of you.
Oh, that is cool.
Actually,
That's cool.
Okay. So downstairs, Quinch and Greg are Quinch is tidying up. Greg is looking at the carriage and thinks that he's spotted something. Krill and Dweezil. So Krill, you how do you tell me about how you enter the room? Do you burst through or you just tenderly?
So I can't actually see the room very clearly. It's still loading for me. I can see that you've changed it, but it's still quite pixelated.
Oh, okay.
Maybe describe the room.
Yeah, we'll do. But just tell me how you go into the room first.
Yeah, no. Full force.
So as you stride through the door as if you're a Karen looking for the manager.
I am a Karen. Looking for the
you find yourself in a room which is relatively smaller ceiling than the one you were just in. It has two beds in it. It has a sofa. It has a wardrobe and a desk and chair. It's fairly Spartan in terms of decorations. There's no carpet. There's nothing in here. It's wooden floor. There's no decoration to speak of whatsoever. But it's very clear that this is a room that is intended to house people, somebody, whoever. Can you roll me perception? Obviously, you're at disadvantage. Have you moved enough to allow Dweezil to come in?
Dweezil,
or you just stood in the doorway?
Dweezil, would you like me to move and give you enough room to come in?
Yes, please. I'd like to see if I can perceive anything.
Okay, Dweezil at normal, Krill at disadvantage. If you could both perceive. In fact, Dweezil at advantage, Krill at straight.
Oh, nice. So 19.
Oh, God.
19, was that, Krill?
Wait, plus perception,
and Dweezil?
22.
13
22.
For Dweezil.
13. As you walk into the room, almost a second after you sort of take in everything that you can see, you suddenly hear a noise above you. Looking up, you see what appears to be a hatch in the ceiling, just closing, and you can see through it someone escaping, as in they've gone straight out, and the hatch is just shutting behind it.
How far away is it?
It's gone through the door, but can all four of you please roll me initiative?
Oh.
Thank you so much for listening to Dice and Desire. If you were...
Hello.
Quinch, what are you doing here?
I thought I'd help out with the promo.
No, Quint, no, come on. You're just going to talk about random place names that don't exist.
No, I wasn't. I was going to talk to you about my adventures in Valaquanth, the very best that the Tendering Meadows has to offer.
God, if you have to be here, at least read this out.
Okay, what have we got here? Leave us a review on Apple or Podchaser.
Oh, yeah, it was fine. It's pronounced apple, but that was fine. Now read this bit.
You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search Dyson Desire.
I'm actually very surprised that was all pronounced correctly. Thanks, Quinch. Thank you guys for listening. Do exactly as Quinch said and help us out in those various ways. And we look forward to sharing another episode with you very soon.
After the loss of his father, Colin must start over at a new school in a new city and make new friends. None of this comes easy to Colin, but he quickly finds a small group of like-minded role-playing friends that accept him for the slightly awkward teenager that he is. At the weekends as Sebastian, he battles to save Callum's Reach from the dark, malevolent creatures that inhabit the Brood Forest as part of their weekly game. During the week, Colin, prone to overthinking everything, must learn to face his own demons as he battles to fit in at Ridge Valley High School. Can Colin put into practice some of the skills that his character is learning and make the same impact at school as Sebastian is in the Brood Forest? Can his weekly game help Colin in more ways than he realises? The only way to find out is to read the book and see if Colin can become the Warlock at Ridge Valley.